Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs Podcast, 10 days away from opening day, Seiya gets hurt. How bad is it? Plus, Team USA wins a thriller against the Dominican Republic, and plenty of controversy to talk about in that one. Let the madness begin. Oh no, JMO. CHGO next.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs Podcast on a Monday, the kind of Monday that's only going to happen one more time, and then next week, baseball season begins. Jump in the chat. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're going to have a great week. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, the CHGO Cubs channel, because guess what? Baseball season right around the corner. Joey Christopoulos, Justin Roman, Luke Stuckmeyer, and Sarah on the ones and twos.
Go Team USA.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Team USA moves on to the final. Luke Stuckmeyer, how are you, man? We only got a couple more of these off-season bad boys left until the real thing happens.
Oh, I snuck a little birthday cake in over the weekend. I got full energy going into this show today. When you said we only have one more of these, and I was thinking, wait a minute, I hope he's talking about the snowstorm. I hope he's talking about the snow and ice, because I could deal without that anymore. But here we are. That's right. Next week, the Cubs play a real game at Wrigley Field. We're finally almost through the offseason. We got so much to talk about, because the Team USA game was crazy. The Venezuela game was crazy. Now the setup for the next one is crazy. The talk afterwards was crazy. The call was crazy. And JMO had a rough day. Do you think you had a bad weekend? Imagine being Jameson Taillon. But first,
crazy. His stat line is
right?
crazy.
Jameson Taillon's ERA, woof.
And we're sitting here panicking about Seiya. That cover photo for this podcast has me terrified. He looks disheveled. He looks confused. He looks scared. I just hope he's not out for like a month. I can deal with him missing opening day in 2 weeks, but he really does have a problem of being healthy at the beginning of the season. It's crazy.
And through no fault of his own, too. I mean, like, he was playing in the World Baseball Classic for his country. You know, it's like, and I mean, he wouldn't do anything. He tried stealing a base, and he dove head first. And you know, I am an optimistic person by nature. I didn't see him twist his knee. I didn't see him, like, it didn't look gruesome. I mean, so optimistically, I'm thinking that maybe he banged his knee on the dirt and it's like a really, really bad bruise. I mean, we're all kind of guessing here. I mean, I don't think any of us are doctors, but I'm hoping for the best, because nothing I saw makes me think he's like out for the year or out for months or whatever. But yeah, we're all patiently waiting for that update from the Cubs, right?
Yeah, Jesse Rogers this morning on ESPN 1000 with Cap and J Hood said that he was on the optimistic side, Luke, that he was hoping that he's in your camp, right? Days, maybe a couple weeks, not months. When do we see Seiya Suzuki slide head first?
I know, yeah.
He seems like a foot sliding first kind of guy.
Yeah.
And you know, we're going to talk about the WBC. The excitement level's been off the charts. It's really helped the game of baseball. The ratings have been awesome. But again, just under my breath, I can't wait for this thing to be over and just get these guys back in uniform, man. And look, like, Luke, like, I think there's two parts about it. The first one is obviously they built the team for this, right? They have the depth to be able to have someone incredibly capable like Matt Shaw immediately play right field. And then the other part about it, Luke, is we can't mess around with this. If it's a deep bone bruise or something, maybe Cubs fans do have to begin to prepare themselves for maybe it is 2 or 3 weeks, right? Because those things don't just heal overnight. Do you want him playing through this, Luke, or do you want him coming back when he's 100%?
No. I want him 100%, and selfishly, because we've been doing our fantasy draft, and I have the final pick, and there's no
Yeah,
deadline.
that's not fair.
He's holding the draft
That's not
hostage
fair.
right now.
Deadline. So I'm asking the live YouTube chat here at the CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. I have a few choices left with the last pick. I could go with Conforto. I could go with Carlson. I could go with Alcantara, or I could go with who's left? Milner, Hollowell, just a couple relievers. But once Seiya got hurt, I said, "Oh, hold on, Nelly. I got a way to finagle a little advantage in this game." I wasn't sure if Carlson and Conforto were both making the roster, but if Seiya's out for 2 weeks, why wouldn't they both make the roster, right? It's possible they do anyway, but then I don't know which one I'm taking.
Well, either way, I think that you're looking at one of those guys being like Matt Shaw's backup. I think Matt Shaw will get the right field starts. I mean, I would hope so, at least. He's the guy that I would want there. What's frustrating about this is that Seiya was having a great spring and a great WBC. Like, he was looking good. The power was there. You felt good about maybe him getting a full healthy season under his belt. And again, sky's the limit when he's healthy. With that bad, it can be elite. It's been elite in the past, and it can be elite with health. But man, I'll tell you what, it's frustrating. Now, last week, Joey, I feel you kind of jinxed the Cubs a little bit. You're like, I hope Team USA loses so my Cubbies will get back into camp and everything. And no one was hurt until you said that. And then Seiya Suzuki slides head first.
He doesn't play for USA.
But still, the overall concept was you wanted our boys to come home.
Yes.
And he's one of our boys.
Correct.
And it's frustrating because Seiya did look really, really good up until that injury. And I pray that it is a very, very short stint, whether it's rehabbing or whatever it is. I hope it's more on the short side than the long side.
Yeah, they just have to play it. They got to play this one really conservatively, right? I believe it was 2 springs ago. I think Seiya was hitting over 400 in spring again, and then he had a little oblique injury. And then a month later, he came back and got off to a rough start. And this is a guy that is in a contract year. You want to see him hit the ground running. Waiting with bated breath, Luke, that just hopefully everything's okay. Justin, to your point that the no twisting thing, I think is important.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if he banged it really, really hard on the ground and you've just got a really bad bruise and it hurts a lot, you can kind of, time heals all with that, where I think if it was a twist or a sprain or something along those lines, I don't know. We're going to wait and see. Him walking out under his own power was good news. But again, a casualty of the WBC. And frankly, look, I'm upset about the whole thing, but it definitely could have been worse. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, we should never have the WBC. That's ridiculous. It's been incredibly entertaining and great for the sport, but man, it still sucks.
Well, it's why owners probably hate it, and probably why managers hate, because stuff like this, right? The fans love it. We'll get to the whole segment about the Team USA, and I was at the edge of my seat last night, but so the fans love it. I think it's been a total win, but I can imagine the owners, I can imagine Tom Ricketts and Jed Hoyer watching Seiya go head first in the second base and grimacing and then getting up and limping. I'm sure their heart just sank, because he's a big part of a reason we could win the World Series this year, at least be contenders. Seiya Suzuki is a major reason why, if we get that far.
I think he's got to have a huge season for the Cubs to be really successful this season, right? Without Tucker there and a bunch of young guys, he's one of the known commodities they have offensively, and so he's got to be healthy and he's got to produce this year, not just for the Cubs but for his own financial future. He's got to do it, and it's always been something. It's the oblique, it's a hamstring. It's just been unfortunate that he can't. Hopefully, this is nothing. Hopefully it's nothing. And the World Baseball Classic's been great. Would you guys rather have them playing, if they have major leaguers playing at the Olympic Games in LA, that'll kind of lay the groundwork for potentially how you could move the WBC to the summertime, All-Star break time, right? It'll show, if they do that, it's going to give you the roadmap for how to do that. Would you rather see these guys risking it in July, or would you rather see them risking it now?
I'm going to go option C. I'd rather see him risk it at the end of the season when we've won the World Series and if you get hurt, you got all offseason to recoup. But, there's no right or wrong answer here. you could say, listen, I people get hurt in spring training all the time. It happens. I know WBC is much more intense. I get that. So maybe the odds are better. But if you do it in the summer, these guys are still gonna be playing hard as well. I mean, there's what Seiya Suzuki did, sliding headfirst into second base. He would easily do that same, I would say, boneheaded thing in July. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like like Joe, you're right. I don't think I've ever seen him do that before, but he did it. He would probably do it if it was in the summer. I just think it's one of those things where it's like, you gotta deal with the risk. If you're going to do this thing and send the big leaguers there, you got to deal with the risk because, there are a lot of stars playing in this, the Aaron Judges of the world. And I mean, the Paul Skeens. I mean, think about the Pirates. You want Paul Skeens throwing really important innings, high stress innings, and it's not even the season yet. So a lot of players are doing it. There's a lot of risk that comes along with it. Unfortunately, one of our guys got hurt, but like we're all talking about optimistically, hopefully it's just a short setback.
Yeah, super quick shout out to Cassie in the chat here, by the way. Cassie making a live show today. Diehard, one of our favorite fans from North Carolina, joined us for the rooftop events last summer. Great to see you, Cassie. Everett also in the chat too as well. Just getting a lot of love in the chat, so I got to shout it out really quick. Yeah, I think it was Jason Stark on Twitter via one of his podcasts actually came up with a brilliant idea for the midseason one where he was like, if it was, I believe it was like on Friday, everyone gets there for the All-Star game. Saturday's the Home Run Derby. Sunday is the All-Star game. And then Monday through Friday, you do more of a truncated like 6-day WBC that week. And then you get like that weekend off and then you come back. Now, I'm not really a huge fan of that because it would be incredible to watch, you guys. But again, it's just like, if a guy's going to get hurt, I want him to get hurt on my dime or on my dollar or on my time. Like, that's the whole point. So I do think that the way that they're doing it now, at the very least, is that the way that they're structuring it is everything is being dealt with abundance of caution, just in my opinion, right? Like, Paul Skeens was awesome last night. They're not letting him throw 100 pitches. Right. Like that's the important thing. If a guy comes up lame or gets a little banged up, he's coming out of the game right away. So I would just rather have that. And then in the case of Seiya, hopefully we keep doing it. We're knocking on the wood there. If it is an injury that is only maybe 10 days, I'd rather eat that 10 days now in March and April than eating those 10 days in August. Like that's where I land on that.
What happened
is
to
Mason Miller available for the championship?
Oh man, I got some. He shouldn't be. I'll tell you that right now. He shouldn't be. That'd be three games in 5.
No, he is not.
3 appearances in 5 days. He shouldn't be.
Well, before we get to all the Team USA stuff, I want to say about Seiya. What happened to Seiya Suzuki wasn't a WBC thing. It was a baseball thing. You know what I'm saying? That could have happened in the WBC. It could have happened against the Rangers on opening day. It could have happened in July. I mean, it's one of those things where that I don't think wasn't, arm fatigue or it was a baseball thing that went wrong. And so that being said, man, we're all praying, right?
Well, he's proof of that, Justin, because none of the other injuries he's had in previous years had to do with the WBC. Right. They had to do with the Cactus League. So
yeah, there you go. Right. So
it can actually happen other places for all of us that are worried. But yeah, we're a little concerned as we wait for, throw one up to the big guy today. Maybe just for a little
slide feet first.
For a little good luck.
Yes. Yeah. Positive vibes. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Let's talk about all the other stuff. As we go to break, which one do you want to hit first? Do you want the last strike? Is that where we go first? The strike, non-strike?
Yeah.
Can we just talk about how amazing that game was last night? I mean, like just the vibe.
It was awesome. But for a game that really means nothing to the major leagues, there were so many things to talk about that we could make this a 3-hour podcast. We won't, but we could. We'll talk about it next on the CHGO Cubs Podcast.
Hey, Cubs fans, no one likes that dreaded question, what's your 5-year plan? Well, what if I told you we had an answer for reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi, and what if you could use it and keep it at the same price for that 5 years? Because that's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice it, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense, and then lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online. All your devices working in perfect harmony. me for 5 whole years. Thanks.
That was a third.
Yeah, that was the third. Yeah. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment included. And take it from us, a lot can change in 5 years. You know what we're talking about. The Cubs may be competing in the NL Central and the National League. Roll the clocks back 4 or 5 years, and not so much. So lock in your price today and lock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Take a look outside. Winter is back. It's not going anywhere. Couple more days of this. Couple more days. Is your home's heating up for the challenge? Now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up. At Four Seasons, we guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Save up to $4,000 on furnaces and comfort systems with Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Furnaces start at $39 a month, and furnace AC combos $57 a month. Call today and save $50 from your trusted local experts. They have been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. And again, take a look outside. We are still in the thick of winter for a couple more days.
You think you didn't need it? You still need it.
I don't know about this. How about this? We're about a week away from opening day. It better go away before opening day, right?
Yeah.
Wow, what an ad read there, Joey, and the harmonies. You're the expert, Justin, but that sounded pretty good. Pretty good.
No,
When I was
we had a coaching afterwards. He
Yeah.
helped me. He showed me the ropes.
No, he's good now. It was a little flat, but then he brought the pitch up a little.
Yeah.
That was perfect. That was perfect. And did great.
Okay. So yeah, the World Baseball Classic, man. I will say the games have, as expected, been very good. And when you look at the rosters, some of the I still don't know how Italy's doing it, but some of the rosters are loaded. So beating the Dominican Republic in one game was a lot of fun because that is a star-studded roster. Did it live up to the hype for you? Or did the end ruin it?
No, for sure the hype was great. I mean, but in a weird kind of reverse way. I did not think it would be a 2-1 game. I didn't think it was going to be a pitcher's duel. I mean, I knew we had Skeens. Their pitcher, Joey, you had sent some stats that our lineup crushes
Luis Severino.
And they did not. I mean, he looked really, really good early on. And it really was a pitcher's duel. But I'll tell you what, I was with my brother-in-law and my son and my nephew. They're both 11-year-olds, both play travel baseball. And we were all glued to the TV from front to finish. I mean, it was such a good game. I'm an old school guy. I do love pitchers duels. There was some good defense in there with Aaron Judge and the throw, and then the guy Robin, the home run, Robin Judge taking it back from center field. I mean, there was so much good stuff in that game. And I know we'll get to the last call, but it didn't. I mean, it for sure lived up to the hype for me. But in a weird way, I thought it'd be like a slugfest, and it wasn't. It was a pitcher's duel, but nonetheless, very, very exciting.
Yeah, great baseball game. Niran in the chats giving some of the highlights too as well. I couldn't agree more with just it had a little bit of everything, which was awesome. My general thoughts were, so I was in heaven last night. For those that don't know me very well, I had friends over last night. We had pizza, we had snacks, we had drinks. I had WBC on one screen. I had the Oscars on the other screen. That is literally a night in heaven for me, more or less. And obviously cheering for different things at different times was pretty funny. I think the in memoriam happened right when J-Rod robbed the home run from Judge, which is a weird reaction moment. My other thought, too, is that there was a moment, too, when Bednar was on the mound, Luke, where I was like, man, the America's really relying on the Pirates.
Yeah.
Like this is our last
what are the odds of that?
Relying on the Pirates. But yeah, great theater, awesome stuff. Skeens was great.
He was great.
And then Mason Miller is just
filthy.
Absolutely filthy. Do you know, Luke, that his last 50 hitters dating back to last September, he struck out 39 of them?
And no hits, right?
I don't think he's allowed
I
one
believe
yet.
no hits out of those 50 last batters. I'm pretty sure.
He's one of those guys. Yeah, he's one of those guys that we've talked about for a couple of years where you say, all right, if they would be willing to let him go, would you be willing to deal for him? Because whether he's a closer or a starter, he's right there with Skeens and Skubal where you say, wow, this guy this guy's unbelievable. Like, I love Cade Horton, but this guy at the end of the game. And that said, I feel pretty good about the way Daniel Palencia looked for Venezuela, huh?
Absolutely.
Closing out Japan. That looked good too. I don't think the finish of this game ruined it for me. It didn't ruin it because baseball has to have this. They are trying to catch, and they never will, but they're trying to catch back up a little bit to the NFL and other sports. And it's why a work stoppage would be a disaster, but something like this is just great for the game. Like, even with Seiya and other guys getting hurt, it's great for the game because it's bringing, you would never have this type of energy. And that's one of the votes for it happening in spring training is you would never have this type of energy right now. Like, we went to spring training and the game was fun to be at and the sunshine was great and the drinks and the food were great, but we weren't glued to the game like you are to this.
This is insane.
And the players aren't into it like they are this.
Yes.
And so I don't know what the best time is to have it, but this game and even Venezuela beating Japan, it's why you look at it and say, the game's not dead. People that say the game is dead, it's not dead.
No.
This is what you need, and this is how you get your stars to promote it. This is why the NBA is struggling, because you can't get your stars to invest in stuff that matters, even though it's not in the NBA. You're getting guys to play as hard as they can, even if it's only for 3 innings. But they care because there's so many players from so many different places, and they want to prove that their country is better than the other country.
Yeah. And
it's bragging rights. Juan Soto proved it afterwards.
Yeah, he did with his quote where he said that we showed the world that we're the best team. Yeah. And it's like, you guys just lost. Like, no, you didn't show the world. You guys lost. So you're not the best team, but
it was one call.
But Luke, to your point about, they're never going to catch the NFL. Like, NFL, they that is the number one sport here in America. But I will say, I believe that MLB has jumped over NBA. I mean, the ratings have been huge in WBC, and I just feel that they're 2 different leagues. NBA is kind of doing this, and MLB is going up. And yeah. I believe that they actually have taken over the NBA. But you're right. Everything about this tournament has been great. I don't remember loving it back in the day. I know when it first started, it wasn't the big stars. But, like, I'll tell you what, I'm invested. I am all in on this tournament. Last night, we were at the edge of our seats. I already have plans for tomorrow night. I'm hosting a party. I mean, like, we're all in on this thing. It's so cool. And you're right. Otherwise, it's like spring training baseball. Like, yeah, it's cool to get sun and have a couple drinks or whatever. But, like, we were interviewing people. You know, we weren't glued to the game like we were last night, you know. And to talk about that call really fast, you know, yes, it was a blown call. I mean, for me, it was too close to take. I mean, you're taught your whole life with 2 strikes, you got to, like, you know, that I can't believe you took that pitch. But regardless, it was a ball, 1,000%. But they did not lose the game because of that. They had many, many chances for 9 innings to capitalize, to put runs on the board. They did not. It always looks really, really bad at the very end, but the DR had many chances to tie that game or win that game, and they failed every single time. And we finally got a break at the end, didn't we?
Yeah, it's got all the components, right, of just high drama, high theater. I mean, when we were making these references to the NBA, I don't know exactly what the comp would be with the current state of the players or whatever, but the fact that Julio Rodriguez robbed a home run from Aaron Judge, amazing. And then the reaction that he had, the drama of just that alone, bottle that up and sell it, baby. Like, you know what I mean? That in itself, the fact that we also have, and I know, the Dodgers are the Death Star. I get all that. But the fact that Shohei Ohtani, no one disagrees that he's not the best player in the game. And then he proves it on a consistent basis no matter what he does. Every time he steps on the diamond, he continues to show you why he's the best player in the game. It's great for the sport. It's awesome. And then, honestly, every once in a while, Luke, I know you'd appreciate this, sprinkle a little controversy on there to get people upset. And now you've really got the eyeballs. Like, this is probably the last time that call is not going to be, you're not going to be unable to dispute that call in a WBC. And frankly, like, yeah, I'm sorry, not sorry in terms of anyone that's upset about that call. I mean, he was running four seam on him multiple times. He fouled it off, had the guts on 3-2 to finally spin one, completely buckled the guy's knees, right? And yeah, the call was a little bit low, but it was a great pitch, right? So
Great pitch.
I mean, it was an out pitch. And it was, and then they called it on that game. So I don't know, a little controversy goes a long way when you're talking about popularity for a sport. I don't think baseball's upset.
And then for the players, like you said, Soto to pile on afterwards.
Yeah.
And, they could just say, the better team. I don't know if they won, but that's the way the game goes, and any team can win one game. They could have gone that route, but Soto doubled down on, we're the best team, right? And went for that. How about some of the in-game moves that were going on? Boy, Cubs Twitter is really angry that Mark DeRosa has been moving PCA to left field. Are you as angered by this move, or is there an explanation for it? Because first of all, I don't care. It's not. I don't think he's any more at risk playing left than he is center. But is this a bad move by DeRosa, and does it make you mad?
So let's start here with just this. The fact of the matter is, and this is to PCA's credit, PCA has played his way into this lineup. Mm-hmm. He has forced the hand of Mark DeRosa. I know here in Chicago, we all think that PCA should be starting over Byron Buxton because that's how I personally feel. Mm-hmm. That's not how this WBC started. But because Pete Crow-Armstrong has hit 2 bombs, is getting singles, is making things happen, causing chaos, doing what PCA does, he has forced his way into the lineup where now Byron Buxton, who wasn't having a bad WBC, has ostensibly been benched for PCA. I do know that there was a report heading into the WBC. Buxton has had injury issues in the past, that I guess he was told that he would only DH or play center field. PCA is a younger player. He's a versatile player. He's incredibly athletic. And if anyone could play any position on the field, maybe you say to yourself, why not just throw PCA out there? I understand that he's a better center fielder than Buxton. I totally get that. But again, what would you rather have? Byron Buxton, who can't play left field, and PCA in center, or Byron Buxton in center and PCA who can play left field because he can play anywhere? I think that's where DeRosa's. I'm defending DeRosa on this one because you got to figure out a way to keep PCA in the lineup. That's the bottom line. End of story. That's what he's put himself in the position to do.
Why do you have to bring in Byron Buxton? You know what I'm saying? Like, PCA is the best defender in all of baseball. So I'm with Craig Brindle. PCA belongs in center field no matter who's on that team. So if it's a matter of bumping PCA out of center, why does Buxton have to come in at that point?
Because Roman Anthony's,
Buxton's got a lot of offensive. He's obviously a good offensive player. I'm saying, but if you're talking about defensive alignment, defensive replacement, PCA is the best. I think the best defender in all of baseball. So why move him off his natural position? Because listen, he is the best. He is a great center fielder. Is he an amazing left fielder? He's used to center field. I take my chances more of him in center field than anywhere else. So my thing would be well, then why we're bringing Byron Buxton in the game in the first place?
Because the Roman Anthony's, they don't trust him in left.
Yeah.
He's
got a name, though. It is a tough situation. I give DeRosa this much. There are a lot of restrictions that we definitely don't know about. Right. Like for instance, what you're saying, Buxton's told he's only going to play center or DH. Okay, I'll play. PCA most likely went into this and was like, we're using you most likely as a defensive replacement. We're trying to get you some starts, but you're there for your defense. That literally could mean anywhere in the outfield because he's so good and so talented. And so maybe he was just willing to do it and Buxton wasn't. I hear what you're saying, Justin. Maybe Buxton didn't need to come into the game, right. But if you thought, all right, PCA in left, Buxton in center, if you think that's a better overall defense out there, then you make the move. Yeah. And obviously he did. Listen, that's not the reason I don't know if the game came down to that. I just don't have as much fury about it as most Cubs fans do, that PCA's being disrespected. How could you possibly take him off a center field? I just don't feel that way. I think anybody that's watched Major League Baseball knows that PCA is a better center fielder than Byron Buxton, but was that defense better by having all three of those guys out there and Buxton not on the bench versus Roman? So I'm okay with it. I live with it.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, I mean, I think it's more of a credit to just what Pete's done. I mean, like, you know, when you talk about, like, you know, we were talking yesterday where, like, I think Gunnar Henderson's an incredibly young, talented player, right? I'm here to tell Cubs fans objectively that Gunnar Henderson has a brighter future today than Alex Bregman at 32 years old moving forward in the rest of his career, right? And I don't think Gunnar Henderson being replaced for Bregman is that big of a slap of the face for Bregman. One, he was 7 for 9 against Luis Severino and walked away 8 for 11 after hitting a bomb last night. So DeRosa did the right thing. And frankly, like, I think it's the same sort of thing a little bit with Cal Raleigh and Will Smith. Like, Will Smith is a damn good catcher, man. Yeah. It is. I think it has less to do with, like, Cal Raleigh getting benched for having no hits, more like he's being replaced by a really good hitter. I think it's just a credit to Pete. Is like, Pete's forced the issue. We're like, sorry, Byron. But, like, it's Pete's center field now. Yeah. And when we do make the defensive thing, I think he's just trying to, like, pick between the two of the lesser evils, if you will. And if you are going to take Roman Anthony out, do you trust in left field PCA or Byron Buxton more if you think they're both capable of playing center field? I think it's a little bit more of that.
Does Gunnar Henderson, he's a natural shortstop, correct?
Correct.
So on the broadcast yesterday, they did say that when DeRosa called Henderson, he said, listen, I want you on the team, but Bobby Witt Jr. is my shortstop.
Yes.
You're not taking that spot. And Gunnar's like, I'll do whatever. So literally, like, putting him at third base is DeRosa trying to get him in because Bobby Witt, and now, I mean, listen, I haven't seen a lot of Bobby Witt, like, but what I've seen of Bobby Witt this tournament, he is unbelievable defensively. I mean, he's everything.
You're not moving him off a short.
So, but on the broadcast, they did say that they told Gunnar that, like, hey, he's our shortstop. We do want you on the team, but you're going to have to fit in other places. And he was like, yeah, whatever I can do for the country. And to Luke, your point, probably PCA said the same thing about, I'll get in where I fit in, whatever it is, right? So that is probably what it is. The point I'm going to end on and die on is that he's just the best defender, I think, in baseball, and for sure the best center fielder. So I would just kind of want my best foot forward, and maybe I don't bring in Buxton, or fine.
No, leave it as is. I mean, Roman Anthony's had a great WBC, so that's the other question of, are you really taking out one of the biggest, best bats that you've had in the WBC just
in a 2-1 game?
Yeah, just to get those outs. I mean, that's what's – and honestly, I don't envy DeRosa's position. These are great. These are good players, man. Right. They're all all-stars. So whatever you do, it's a little damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Totally.
All right, we're going to talk about Cubs baseball specifically when we come back. We got to take another quick break. Afterwards, J-Mo, oh no, what are we going to do about Jameson Taillon? It's next on the CHGO Cubs Podcast.
Justin woke up this morning. Snows outside. Oh my God, I have to dig my car out of the parking space. What am I going to do? I don't have any time right now. I was going to have breakfast. I was going to have a full meal. And then my friend showed up. That's right, it's Huel. The chocolate peanut butter Huel was there for me in the morning because this is a meal in a bottle. And the most important part is it has 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, no artificial sweeteners, colors, or flavors, gluten-free. And that's right, a meal that's only under $5. So whether it's a chaotic morning or maybe you have a workout and you skip a meal, but you got to get something in your belly to keep you going, get that fuel with Huel. That's right, and it's under $5 for just one meal. So the same complete meal benefits that you want and flexible flavors all right here for you. So for a limited time offer, get Huel today with the exclusive offer of 15% off online with the code CUBS15, CUBS15 for new customers only. Thank you, Huel, for sponsoring CHGO Cubs. And if you're busy, remember, Huel is a game changer.
The Game Time app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. Now, let's see, we're a little over a week out from opening day. I'm on the Game Time app right now. Opening day, you can get in the door right now at Wrigley Field for $83.
Let's go.
All right? If that's too steep, why don't you wait 2 days? Because that Saturday game against the Nationals, $34.
Even better.
All right, so there you go. You can pick out zones, like I want this zone on home plate. You could get a seat view, kind of a panoramic seat view from the seat you're looking at before you buy it, which is awesome. Make sure you like what you see. The view is good for you. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code, which is CHGO, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today, and we'll see you at Wrigley.
Hey guys, back on the CHGO Cubs podcast. One more thing about the WBC. I mentioned Palencia. As we're starting to pick these teams, who took Palencia?
In our fantasy draft?
I think he's the guy holding the draft hostage right now. It might be
Oh,
Luke
it was
Stuckmeyer.
me. That was great. Great call by me. That was wonderful.
Yes.
Danny Palencia, Gasolina.
And I think you took also Matt Shaw, who might be our starting right fielder, depending on what happens with Suzuki.
I did. And I got the guy we talked about, PCA. Listen, I don't want to give it all away. We'll do some of this on Wednesday probably, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, just confirm.
If you pick by Wednesday.
Huh?
If you pick by Wednesday.
Well, it depends on that Seiya news. Maybe not. We're in no rush. I might just have a question mark. TB. I might let the chat choose.
There you go.
That's
I
fun.
let the chat choose. And tomorrow, just confirmed during that ad break, Alex Cohen from Marquee Sports Network will join us tomorrow.
Awesome.
All right. So, Jameson Taillon. I stand here and I tell you how many times we all say it. The Cactus League stats mean nothing. But this is getting a little bit concerning with Mr. Taillon. In his last game, 10 runs, 8 hits, 4 walks in 3 1/3 innings. He's now in a little over 9 innings, allowed 21 hits, 23 runs, 8 home runs, and 7 walks. Okay? Taillon called the Sunday a big step back, both mechanical and mental, because of the way he's just getting knocked around. The Dodgers completely knocked him around yesterday. And then he told Megan Montemurro that, like, sometimes he's never satisfied. So he's always tinkering, right? He said, and sometimes you tinker on, trying to make this just right. And sometimes you tinker on the edge of it messes you up. He's like, right now I'm messed up and I need to tinker to get myself back to where I want to be. Well, the calendar says there's 10 days. And he's not the opening day starter. So let's say he's the 5th starter. All right, now you got a couple weeks for him to get this right, whatever the tinkering might be. But are you concerned that the guy that looked so good the last time we saw him in the playoffs and was so depended on for the Cubs is just getting rocked and seems totally lost on the mound in the Cactus League?
We did a little thing called Producer Prepare a few weeks ago. Yeah. And I think we all decided JMO is, being a veteran that he is more of a prepare. So he is in my rotation. He pitched 2 of our biggest games last year in the postseason and did phenomenal at both. He also pitched for Canada in WBC and did fairly well as well. So I am not worried. I'm not alarmed. I would love better results. I don't know how many, if he's got 1 more star, 2 more stars. I don't know how many he has left, but I'd like to see the next one out be better. But until he's getting rocked at the major league level, during the season, I'm not pressing the panic button yet. I'm not pressing the panic button yet. Because I think he falls under the category of prepare. So get your mind right, get your stuff. A lot of flying going back and forth. You're with your Canadian team, now you're back. Okay, get your mental focus on my Cubbies and do what you got to do to prepare for your next start, because he's still firmly in my rotation. But I would like to see improvement next start for sure.
Yeah, I did this bit last week. Jameson Taillon's ERA right now is 22.18 in the spring.
Not good.
And whenever you do the trivia game of when Jameson Taillon's ERA is higher than Charles Barkley's career points per game average, it's not great. It's not ideal when his ERA is higher than Hakeem Olajuwon's career point per game average. We've done this before. I'm a big believer in spring training. Jameson Taillon is in the prepare category, but it would behoove Jameson Taillon. It wouldn't kill him to maybe produce in this last start, just for maybe his own sanity, maybe his own peace of mind, to just get back. And again, he's a guy that pounds the zone a lot. He likes hanging around the zone. So he needs to locate that fastball and he needs to locate his pitches, or he's going to get banged around a little bit. I understand that, yeah, maybe he has been tinkering too much, needs to get back to some meat and potatoes. That's fine. I just would prefer in his final start before he moves up, we head back to the Midwest and start playing in Wrigley. Just, you know what I mean? Don't get destroyed for 6 runs in 2 innings. That would just be my preference. Walk away at least saying, like, I got a little bit closer. I felt a little bit better.
Right.
And yeah, I'm willing to rock with JMO. I'm willing to have some patience, even if he's out of the gate a little bit wobbly. You know, if he does like a 4-inning, 4-run start, I'm also not going to really freak out right off the jump. But this is a veteran, though, that knows when it's time to hit the switch. I just would prefer in his next start, maybe, you know, turning the lights on a little bit here and as we're ramping up and getting ready to roll.
And because it's been going on for basically the whole Cactus League, I don't feel like it's an injury thing. I don't feel like it's just some mechanical. He came out and told Megan Montemurro, like, part of this is mental now because he got rocked a couple times and he's like, am I overthinking it? Am I going back with the tinkering that I was doing too much? And he's got to straighten that out. So I don't think there's any way that he's not part of the rotation when the season starts, unless for some reason Jameson Taillon goes to Craig Counsell and says, you know what, the best thing for me right now to get it back on track, like I know I will because I'm not hurt, he's like, just let me do a couple starts at Iowa to start the season, or at least one, so I can really get that confidence back. I don't expect him to say that at all, but to me, that's the only way he's not in the starting rotation when the season starts. That said, while I normally like to totally ignore Cactus League play, and also WBC for that matter, I can't completely ignore an ERA of 22.
What's the ERA number when you start saying?
I can't ignore it.
I would got to pay attention a little bit.
I think Corey Seacrest has a really good comment. While you can't hit the alarm for spring stats, maybe this impacts his number in the rotation order. That's fair because he might need more time to kind of get right. So you put him in the number 5 spot no matter what.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Or to Niren's point also, like the thing that you want to maybe try and avoid is you want to give Craig as much flexibility and optionality he can on a daily given basis. So if JMO's walking into this thing with the ERA the size of David Robinson's career points per game average, you don't want him to say, do I need to save Assad or Ben Brown? Do I need to maybe line those guys up just in case for the JMO start that early in the season? It's not the end of the world, but I think the preference would be to just kind of let him go out there and hopefully have a good start. So it wouldn't hurt the guy to maybe bring it down to what maybe 19?
Yeah. I mean, now you bring up David Robinson. Are we going to have to start calling the Admiral now? Is that what we're going to have to do for Jameson Taillon? Bruce Levine pointed out that while this has not been announced by the Cubs, usually about halfway through spring training, you start to see a pattern of how they're using guys and timing them out to what the rotation might be, right? Because they want to keep them – they try to back time it with a calendar. So right now it looks like they would start the season with Boyd, then Horton, Imanaga, Cabrera, Taillon. Okay? Taillon with his 22.13 ERA. Most people not excited probably about Imanaga being third and Cabrera, but this isn't necessarily about best, next best, next best, next best. It's a chance to go righty lefty. It's a chance to mix it back and forth, go with different things. So does this, I guess my bigger question about if that's the way they line it up and Taillon is 5, well, that would make sense because like you said, Justin, this would give him like 2 weeks before he would need to figure out what's going on. And Ben Brown's had a pretty good spring. If anything, does it shorten the leash you would have early in the season for Taillon struggles? That and days off. Like there's lots of days off. It would if there's not an injury to the rotation, knock on wood, and Ben Brown is not in the bullpen and he's at Iowa stretched out and he's throwing gas. And Taillon's first start doesn't go well. Well, I should say his Cactus League start doesn't go well. Then his bullpens are and then he comes and in his first game during the regular season is a bomb. How far would you go before you would say, hey, you know what? Let's send you down, get you right, and let's see what Ben Brown can do in that spot.
I think
shorter than it was a month ago.
I think with JMO, I mean, it's got to be like a bad month. I think he's too much of a veteran with a track record. And by the way, a recent track record. He was really good for us down the stretch last year and in the playoffs. So it wasn't like in 2022 he was good. Like he was good for us last year. I think, for me, it's like, show me what you got in April. And if he sucks all of April, fine, we can have this conversation. But I think, one bad start, two bad. I mean, I got to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's a very formidable starting pitcher. And honestly, if he's number 5, he's a great number 5. But because we do have Assad and we do have Ben Brown and we have depth and we have Justin Steele lurking and stuff, I'm not giving him all season. But for me, I would say I'm confident enough in him to give him a full month before I would ever press the panic button on Taillon.
Yeah, and this is a guy who I think last year, he had 17 quality starts out of 23. I think he only gave up 5 runs twice. So this wasn't a guy that, there were times where he was a little kind of meh, like sort of in the middle, but he never really got like rocked around super hard last year. So I'm giving the same respect that Justin would give. I'd give him a while. The thing that I would change is, again, it's like there's context to this, right? Like what happens the day before. Hopefully good news, Cabrera is awesome, and you don't use the bullpen a ton, maybe the day before a JMO start where you don't feel like you have to run a guy out there just to save maybe a bullpen that you want to keep as fresh as possible. And then the other one is, I think he still deserves these starts, but for a veteran guy, sometimes you run into trouble in traffic in the 3rd and 4th innings. He can work out of it. Mm-hmm. It's JMO, no big deal. Maybe that's when you pick up the phone and you start heating up the bullpen just a little bit earlier if the guy just is struggling to get right in the moment. You want to give him time to work through it. But again, like when we talk about the leash, it's like, all right, we're going to let you go out there. But, how long we let you go out there.
And short leash.
Yeah, and what that looks like, I think that would probably be more the case than maybe just, chucking him out of the rotation.
I'm going to be a total hypocrite right now.
Uh-oh.
Pay attention. Ooh. I've laughed and joked over and over about the Cubs talking about the weather at Wrigley Field and how it impacts their stats and their production. But his biggest friend, Taillon's right now, is not only finding whatever tinkering he needs, but his biggest friend might be a 30-mile-an-hour wind blowing down Lake Michigan, because we all know that one of his biggest problems has been home runs, including the 8 here in the Cactus League. But that's in Arizona with the high sky and, who knows what's going on. But when that wind is blowing in and it's 36 degrees and it's coming off of Lake Michigan, that might also be something that helps get him back on track, get the confidence back a little bit. Somebody blasts up a ball and it just drops in the middle of the outfield into your center fielder's glove. That can help too. I'm not in a rush to take him out of the rotation. I can still see a world or a possibility where Jameson Taillon is one of your 3 best pitchers this year. It's not impossible. Steele's coming back from an injury. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. You just mentioned all the quality starts he gave last year. He pitched one of the most important outings we had in the postseason. So is it likely that he's going to be a top 3 pitcher on the Cubs this year? I don't know. It's probably better off if he's not because of his fault, but that somebody else pitches so well that they jump into that top 3 and that he just keeps doing what he's doing, but now he's a 4 or 5. You prefer that Shota and Taillon continue to pitch quality Major League Baseball like they have over most of their time as a Cub, but they start to do it as a 4 or 5 now, and the young guys start to move into the Cabreras of the world, and maybe Jackson Wiggins or whoever, some other guys start to move into 1, 2, 3. That's what you prefer to have. And Boyd is in the same category. You'd prefer Boyd to have that same season, but have that same season as the 3, not necessarily the ace when the season's done. I still can see Taillon being a big part of this team. I'm not panicking, but I'm also not ignoring it. And maybe my leash is just slightly shorter. If the wind was blowing in and he got blasted in his first 2 games and they were both at Wrigley Field,
Concernometer?
I would think about it earlier than I would have a month ago.
Well, too bad he wasn't pitching last night because I thought my house was going to blow over.
Exactly.
I have never heard and felt such strong wind. I live in the western suburbs, man. Overnight, I just thought my house, I thought I was like in the Wizard of Oz. I thought like my house was about to get blown away. So JMO would have loved pitching in last night's elements, assuming that the wind was blowing in versus out, because it was nasty out here.
Yeah, Corey Sucrest in the chat. Windy Lake, Michigan, the 4th outfielder.
Yeah, right.
That's what Jameson Taillon needs. Give me the 4th outfielder.
Yeah.
Bring him on in.
Give me the waves. Different type of wave, you know? Never the wave, the waves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Plural.
Okay, so Joey, you mentioned it. You were watching a little bit of the Academy Awards. I didn't watch it. I saw that Han Solo was up there giving a big dramatic speech that had people crying in the crowd, and it was all wonderful. Let's play a little game of CHGO Cubs Academy Awards. So
very fun.
we'll take some of the categories and see if we can jam Cubs baseball into the Oscars.
Okay.
Now, we should point out that our social media director, Emma, was at the Academy Awards. Am I correct?
Boots on the
She was there?
ground. Boots on the ground.
Right.
We had boots on the ground at the Academy. CHGO is so diverse in the wings that we spread around the world that we're even at the Academy Awards. Okay? Just so people know. I don't think every other podcast was there.
No.
We were at the Oscars. Okay?
Look, this
Just so we've
podcast
clarified.
has the most Emmy Awards of any Cubs podcast, and we have the
That's
most
true.
boots on the ground at the Oscars of
At
any
the
Cubs
Oscars, for
podcast.
sure.
We are the finger on the pulse of all things entertainment this summer. I'll go first. I got a nomination for you. I got a good one.
Okay. For what? Motion picture? Best motion picture?
No, I'm going to do special effects.
Ooh.
The moment when we celebrated our 4th birthday here as a CHGO company on the day of Chicago, Luke Stuckmeyer and those popping confetti things,
man.
especially the second one that me and Justin did
No one
not see
saw.
coming. That was right behind us the whole time.
Yes.
Luke Stuckmeyer's special effects with the confetti gun. I'm nominated for the special effects award.
Nice.
Oh, I like that. Going back to that picture that Sarah put up of us at spring training at the Cubs game at Sloan Park.
Yep.
Sarah, if you could do this next time, could you possibly crop out the 6 chicken legs that are severely undercooked?
I like my calves, sir.
Do you?
You know, I was
Yeah.
just happy you guys were all wearing CHGO merch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're all wearing merch. And
But yes, I
we
could have
look
zoomed in a little
we
more.
look like an ad for uncooked Harold's chicken. That's what we look like right there.
We need
Hey,
more
that was
Huel.
only like our second day.
We need more Huel.
That's right.
Like-
It was
more
early
like
on. I'll go original score to attack there. Best
Go for it.
original score. Now, do we want to go Cubs Go, which we got to sing
Yeah.
out there on the grass,
Yeah.
or do you want to go Take Me Out to the Ball Game for best original score, or do you want to go Lil Rob at the Bulls game when we were there, Summer Nights or whatever that song is called?
Or EDM. Want some EDM in there, Luke? Because I know you're a big fan.
EDM, a little EDM we could go.
I think it's
Uh,
obvious.
Go Cubs Go. We got to sing
Yeah.
Go Cubs Go.
Yeah.
That's best
Twice.
original score.
Twice. Go Cubs, go.
That's right.
Well, me and Joey got to sing
Yeah.
it twice, actually, because we saw, well,
Yeah,
two
that's
wins.
right.
Yes,
But-
in the shade and in the outfield too.
Yes,
so
yes.
2 great spots.
So I would say that's original score is Go Cubs Go for sure. Man, you stole the one I was going to do, Luke.
All right, well,
How
what other
about,
categories do you have? What other
motion
categories
picture?
put on there?
Motion picture. You know what? Let's go. Let's go actress. I'm going to go our super producer,
I agree.
Sarah.
I agree.
Because
Sarah.
without her, this show does not happen. So the best actress would be our girl, Sarah.
Every great show needs a leading lady.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is
anybody-
that your speech?
How about when she gets into character and she thinks about her motivation and she goes, Go Cubs.
Yeah.
I mean, to just do 2 words like that, but deliver a whole story all at one time.
Yes.
Sarah gets Best Actress just for doing that. I'll give supporting actress to Emma because she's boots on the ground at the Academy Awards.
Yes.
Yeah, slay.
What a
Boots.
Slay.
double
Slay,
team that
slay.
is, huh?
Yeah.
Sarah and Emma, man, that's the daily double. That's a new daily
that
double.
Can carry you all summer long.
Yes.
I got some low hanging fruit for you here.
Okay.
Now, to be very, very, very clear, and I worked in the industry. So when we say actor means male and female.
Correct.
So best supporting actor, how do we not say the CHGO Cubs chat? How do we not say Corey and Craig and Cassie here? Niren, Chef, yes, Chef, Gary Ross.
Oh, I like that.
All of them together, maybe they combine for best supporting actor because we're going to need them all summer long. It's going to be a long summer. It's going to be a very fun summer, but we would not have as much fun without the CHGO Cubs chat. How about that?
That's a good one. If I had an envelope right now, I'd open it up and go, and the CHGO Academy Award goes to the Sickos and Diehards. The Sickos and Diehards.
Can I do one more here? Can I do motion picture? I'm gonna do motion picture, but I'm gonna do it. I'm foreshadowing the motion picture. It is going to be the CHGO documentary of the 2026 World Series champion Chicago Cubs.
Oh,
that is going to be an epic documentary that we're producing and we're writing the scripts as we speak. But that is going to win the award for motion picture of the year.
And I heard Luke Stuckmeyer.
Let's do the title already. This period.
This.
Then that.
I love it.
Huh? This and that.
I love it.
Yeah, Joey.
I was gonna say, for actor, right? For actor, I want to go with a Cub. And for actor, how is it not? It's Pete Crow-Armstrong, right? Like he's the lead. He's the lead of this season. Like he's the Timothée Chalamet version of a guy who did not win the Oscar last night, but he's a guy that everyone thinks is the next big thing. Can he be the next Leo? Like, who's like Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo? Like, can he be the next Pacino, who's like the Sandberg of the group? Like Pete Crow-Armstrong is the leading man. All eyes are on him. If he delivers a great performance this season, then I think we got ourselves a damn good movie. And I think all of a sudden our Cubs documentary might be coming into fruition.
Yes.
So how about PCA for actor?
I love it. When we were in Arizona, we did some like man on the street stuff, and it was pretty clear that the favorite player of the people in Arizona, at least, was PCA. He won that by a landslide. So the fanfare is there, the skill is there, the crazy hair that he could change colors is there. He's got everything it takes to be the best actor for sure.
Costume. Just going to the Bears games without a jacket on.
Yeah.
Who's putting those costumes together for him? Somebody gets costume design. Eric in Denver should get costume design because when we all hit the red carpet for these CHGO Cubs Academy Awards, everybody's always asking, what are you wearing? What are you wearing?
Yeah.
Well, of course, we're wearing CHGO merch from the CHGO locker, where, by the way, you get one of these beautiful outfits free when you sign up to be a diehard, which is special. And it comes with, as we mentioned, the diehard card. Nobody's voting for an Academy Award without a diehard card. Emma talks about how her dad votes for the Academy Awards. What does he have? Well, we sent him a diehard card. That got him instant access to credibility throughout Hollywood. Not that he didn't have it already, but now he's got the diehard card, and everybody wants to know who he's voting for. Sarah, did we hear from Emma? Do we have a photo of what she wore to the Academy Awards?
No, we do not.
So we're assuming she wore merch then. We're assuming she wore merch.
She wore the Iceman hoodie.
She wore the Iceman hoodie.
She was behind Gwyneth Paltrow in the side thing that was invisible, and Emma showed up in some CHGO hoodie and a merch and one of our new branded Bills hats.
And her Shady Rays.
And her Shady Rays. And her polarized Shady Rays.
Yep.
Yeah.
But she sent me some photos, but I didn't ask if we could use them on the show.
Oh,
so
okay.
maybe we can show it later.
Well, then don't ask, and we will show those tomorrow on the CHGO Cubs podcast at 2:00. I've got some plans for that then.
I do got to say, I know Joey was super excited about the Academy Awards, as was Sarah. Luke, you didn't watch it, you said, right?
No, I've seen some clips on the internet. I didn't even know it was last night.
So me neither. So I didn't watch it
Sorry,
either.
sorry, Joey. I didn't know.
No,
it was
it's
last
okay. And Harrison Ford thing you're talking about is actually from the SAG-AFTRA Awards, but that's okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
let the facts get away.
That's like when I thought Canada and Mexico were brawling at the WBC, and it turns out it was 2013.
So I
Don't let the
saw.
facts get in the way of a good story.
I was all in on America, Team USA versus Dominican Republic. I didn't even know the Academy Awards were on, and I saw a tweet. I don't know the exact handle, but it was a girl, and she tweeted out. She wrote, "Those that are watching the WBC over the Academy Awards are my kind of people," and I was like, that's my kind of girl right there. Like, I had no idea the Academy Awards were on. Not my thing. I was all in on the baseball, but I love the fact that Sarah and Joey had two screens with baseball and the Academy Awards, and they didn't miss a thing of either one. I do respect that. Very, very cool.
Multitasking.
Well, I'll tell you what happened at our house. We had the WBC flipping between Miss Rachel and Curious George. So those are my people. Those are my people at my house. Okay?
That's why I left my house. I went to a different house.
You got to do what you got to do. All right. So we'll talk more Cubs baseball tomorrow. Alex Cohen from Marquee is going to join us remotely. Hopefully by then we have an update on Seiya Suzuki. We can talk about that and whatever the deal is with the Cubs outfield picture. And we'll know who Team USA is going to be playing in the World Baseball Classic final, correct?
Yeah, tonight, Italy versus
and Harrison
Venezuela.
Ford will give a dramatic speech. Oh no, that already happened at the SAG Awards. My bad. Don't let it get in the way, guys. All right, we'll see you at 2:00. Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs podcast. Until tomorrow at 2. Thanks for watching and fly the W.
Slide feet first.
We all silly like the mayor.